So, everybody, could you please put your hands together and bring on stage the big fella. It's past his bedtime, so let's be kind to him. Come on, big fella. Brian Brew, everybody.
Thank you very much, Callum. Callum's got a part-time job as a Popeye lookalike, so I'm doing it this weekend to fulfil that. Young Callum, you know, young people they dress crazily, this is what they do, you know. Unlike us sensible, more mature chaps. So I look around tonight and I feel really good. I'm in the company of fellow intellectuals. I don't like doing a comedy in front of a group of dumb clocks, so I think we're all in the same kind of plane here tonight. And you're sharing yourself with me tonight, you're sharing your company, so I only think it's right that I share some things with you. Had a difficult childhood, goes without saying, you know. My father was English, my mother was German, and I went to school in Drumchapel, a housing scheme in Glasgow. So my linguistic influences were Terry Thomas, Ur Willie, and Adolf Hitler. So that never actually got me off to a good start when I was younger. That never got me off to a good start. Of course, my mother periodically sending me to school dressed as a U-boat commander. That never helped either. You know. So, but the German thing is sort of, I think the genes have rubbed off in me, you know. You may not have noticed, but I don't tend to laugh very much. The Germans don't have a sense of humour, you know, so I don't tend to laugh at things very much. I've got this kind of serious facade that you see in front of you, but underneath is a veritable cornucopia of joviality bubbling away that could erupt at any time. Oh, you might well laugh, but I remember in 1994, I think it was, I laughed at something then. Somebody said something, and I was a kind of ha 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 ha. It was one of these moments, you know. So at any moment now it could happen. The other problem I've got loads of problems, I'm sorry to share this, but it's nice to have somebody to talk to tonight, you know, and usually I don't really know what to talk to. So one of the problems I've got, I'm very hard of hearing. So if you're going to heckle me, waste of time. I won't be able to understand you. I keep mishearing things, you know. Somebody once shouted out to me, you know, Gaff, you're shy. And what I heard was, you're a right laugh tonight. So, complete waste of time. However, I realise some of you will be wanting to be quite inventive with heckling and look as if you're quite expressive. So all heckles tonight must be submitted in writing and handed in at the end of the gig, okay? If you do that, that would be appreciated. I'm just trying to adjust my eyesight here. I actually had this, it's not laughing matter, I don't guess. I went to hospital about a year ago and I was diagnosed with introvertitis. It's not a funny condition, it's a very difficult condition, I've got to say, to being an introvert. The doctor said to me there's no cure for it whatsoever. But it's manageable, it's a manageable condition, so that's quite good. What does it mean? It means that when you meet people, I mean, I guess some of you people are quite interesting, you know. It's just that I wouldn't find you interesting. I mean, I guess some of you people are quite funny, you know. Just I wouldn't find you funny. I wouldn't laugh at anything you said, you know. Meeting people is difficult when you're an introvert. It's very, very difficult. We're not unsociable. We're just selectively sociable. That's the difference. So when you go out with somebody like that, it's because you're being very, very selective about it. It's worse when you're trying to meet people in groups because they expect ridiculous things from you. They expect you to join in conversations for a start. They expect you to laugh at their jokes, you know. I don't know if you've ever worked beside somebody who they tell you a joke and people laugh at it, you know. Somebody will crack a joke and people will go, ha ha ha. But they don't mean it at all. They don't mean it at all, you know. So I just cut out the middleman. I can't do that, so I just don't laugh, period. And that doesn't go down too well in some company, you know. Other people expect you to join in the conversation. You know, the stupid conversations that people have about the weather and about how was your weekend? It was alright. You know, did you do anything? No, but it was good to get away for work. Oh, was it good to get away for work? That's great. That's great. Aye. I'm looking forward to next weekend, or you know. So you don't join in with these conversations. But it's two coping mechanisms that the doctor told me about, which are very good. And the one I want to share with you tonight, particularly, is the word interesting. See, if anybody ever speaks to you and they're telling you about something and you want to kid on, you actually engage with what you're saying, just look at them, and when they're finished, say, interesting. As if you care. This is the point. You're trying to get emotion in as if you actually care. If you want to elucidate that a wee bit, you can stroke your chin, that usually works quite well. Or you can use it, works quite well. Or you can sort of nod your head. So if you put them all together, you're kind of going, interesting. Then you walk away and you actually think you've paid attention to what they're saying and you absorb what they're saying, and what they're saying is quite important. But the final thing I want to tell you is, it's all right, I'll have a wee laugh about these kind of things, but sometimes it's very difficult to deal with them. So I took the drastic step a couple of months ago of joining Introverts Anonymous. Now, it's difficult going to meetings because you don't like groups of people. So what we do is we Skype on computers, so it's only one-to-ones talking and such like. But it can be difficult, you know. And the difficulty is sometimes you start to, in spite of yourself, you start to want to speak to people. You start to, I remember the other week I started tapping my foot to music. This outward show of emotion was just getting too much for me. So what I've done is, in joining Introverts Anonymous, I've got a sponsor now, which is great. So when I ever get the urge to smile, perhaps, or tap my foot, or even shake somebody's hand, God forbid, embrace them, give them a cuddle. What I do is I go on the phone right away, phone up my sponsor, and what my sponsor does is talks me out of, my sponsor will talk me out of the company that I'm in, talk me across the room, talk me to the door, talk me out the door. And one of the biggest problems you've got is saying goodbye to people. What do? Do you give them a wee hug? Do you give them a wee hey? Or you don't know what to do? It's very, very difficult. You just don't know what the best thing to do to say goodbye. Bye.